The house is haunted by memories that refuse to die. I can't get away from a vision that brings intimate glimpses of intimate things. A voice in my heart like a tart singer sings. I wonder who's kissing her now. The house is haunted by the echo of your favorite song. The place is cluttered up with roses that have lived too long, much too long. The ceiling is white, but the shadows are black. A ghost in my heart says she'll never come back. The house is haunted by the echo of your last goodbye. The house is haunted by the echo of your last goodbye. The house is haunted by the echo of your last goodbye. The house is haunted by memories that refuse to die. I can't get away from a vision that brings intimate glimpses of intimate things. A voice in my heart like a tart singer sings. I wonder who's kissing her now. The house is haunted by the echo of your favorite song. The place is cluttered up with roses that have lived too long, much too long.
Good evening, and welcome to the Haunt Hour, with your host Dan Doble, Susie Fleesick, and Troy Crivolo. Join us tonight as we talk about all things haunting and Halloween during the Haunt Hour.
Welcome to Season 2, Episode 5 of the Haunt Hour.
Did you forget what show you were on?
What's that?
Did you forget what show you were on?
No, I was dragging it out for
the
Haunt Hour.
Okay.
I was dragging it out for dramatic effect, all right?
Okay, there.
Yeah, there. Why are you talking like that there, hey?
There.
Welcome, Troy. Welcome, Susie. How are we doing this evening?
I have no idea why my name is Susie the Weather Girl Fleesick. I did not do that.
Because she literally just read us the entire weather report for Western Pennsylvania. If you want to know, it's going to be raining with a little bit of clouds and a little bit of snow. Wow, hey,
very cold
out there, people. Get on the galoshes and get your snow tires.
I don't like that you have control over that.
I have control.
Yeah, I should take that away from him.
Take that control.
Hey, Susie, I have control over this, though. Ready? Oh, there it goes. There he's gone. I have ultimate control. I have ultimate
Perfect.
control. Frowny face.
Leave that. Leave that.
All right. You're back,
I
Troy.
like that.
Oh, thanks.
Hey, you're welcome.
The world rejoiced for those 18 seconds.
They probably did.
Yeah.
For the next hour, they shall mourn. Welcome, guys. How are we doing this week? Anything exciting happening? No. I can't think of anything. It's March.
Do you not have any news?
I don't have any news.
I have a little bit of news.
I like a little bit of news.
I have two things.
God.
So you know how we've kind of been seeing the Home Depot leaked pictures of all the
yeah.
shops and everything.
Yeah.
So there's a little story and history behind that. We do have some insiders in the industry. And you've probably been in one of their groups, all these different Halloween decorating groups and the 12-foot skeleton group and all that. Well, Jennifer is very close with Home Depot. And she does get insider information. She gets early access and things like that. And Home Depot's not happy because somebody at Home Depot or somebody within the organization of marketing or whatever, inside or outside, leaked those pictures on accident.
That was
as you can tell, there's no background. Yeah, there's no context. There's no prices, even though there's been a few videos out with some random prices. So the only one that is 100% confirmed is the werewolf. Obviously, what it does and all that is not.
For context, for the people that don't know what the hell is going on, what can you give a little context to this story? Like, what was leaked?
Well, it was during Transworld. It was like, I think it was like the Wednesday or Thursday. The werewolf picture has been out for a couple of weeks now, and everybody thought it was from Halloween Party Expo. Well, Seasonal Visions, who makes all the props for Home Depot, does not go to either show. And so it was not there. Plus, we verified by the layout and the walls of the Mirage do not look like that terrible walls of that little convention center that they showed. So that picture went out and Home Depot was like, all right, whatever. Well, about 2 weeks later, right before Transworld or right during Transworld, there were a bunch of pictures with white backgrounds that were all Home Depot props. And they were pretty obvious they were Home Depot props. And they, like, one or two would come out and then boom, all of a sudden, like 30 of them came out. And, which was a little weird, being that they obviously were not officially from Home Depot. And people originally thought that it was coming from Transworld. And I'm like, I was there. They were not. And I'm like, and they would never go to that show because that's not Seasonal Visions is a wholesale.
Yeah, they don't need to.
And it is a little odd. They don't go to Halloween Party Expo, but they're pretty much contracted to do Home Depot's props. That's their job. So we don't know who did it. We don't know. They're probably on the unemployment line now once they find out, or if they already have. But so what Home Depot's kind of nicely asked, obviously they can't force us to do it, but is to take down any posts that have been put up, any videos that have been put up, just because not so much that those props won't come out. The majority of them will. Some of them may be online only. Some of them may be next year's, they may just be concepts of things they want to eventually buy. And also, it's not in the way they want to present it, you know, and we all like the backgrounds. We like the way they do the marketing and stuff like that because it's fun. It's fun to wait for that. While it is fun to see that stuff ahead of time as well and get excited, which is not going to, it's not going to be bad for Home Depot that people are excited to march for it. But so I took down, I did a post in Northwest Haunters and I took that one down. And we're working with some of the other groups and asking them to take it down a little bit. But, I mean, everybody saw them, but, so if you see them, they are Home Depot props. Whether or not they will come out and when and how much, that's out, nobody knows for sure. But at least we kind of know there's going to be some cool stuff coming out, but there's a lot more. Supposedly Jennifer told me the other night that there is a significant amount more that's coming out that is not included in those pictures. So, we all know Home Depot, never phones in Halloween anymore. So, so, if you see it,
that's good news.
Yeah,
I mean, that's breaking news. I don't say it's good news, but it's breaking news.
Yeah. The other one is, I remember last year that I had mentioned, about a couple of places around the country that are doing Halloween themed businesses. I've got a bar here in downtown Portland. That is one. There's a couple, different places here and there. Well, I was reading an email, I believe it was from the Haunted Attraction News Network or whatever. But they found this Monsterama arcade in Des Moines, Iowa,
Cool.
where you can play. You can eat pizza, and you can play pinball and all other kind of games and stuff. And they've got some pretty big props.
I know that where that prop's from.
Where is that prop from?
That's a distortions prop.
Oh, that does look like their quality. So you got these nice rusted pallets, and all nice kind,
Fun.
cool
Des Moines, Iowa is only a few short hours away from me.
Cool.
I know, right?
It's like
and
a half hour from where my daughter goes to college. So
right.
There, you're gonna have to stop by. Who owns this
there's
place?
even a dot to dot for this is for Susie. There's a dot to dot to make the pizza shape, and then there's also a maze. So after you're done doing the weather, you can go ahead and do this little maze while you're waiting.
Wonderful.
while you're waiting.
Can't wait.
So they do have an Instagram. They are opening May 1st.
Oh, so it's not open yet. Okay.
Yeah, so you've got another month to go. They do have a Facebook page. Looks like
they serve alcohol.
Huh?
Do they serve alcohol?
I think I read on there that there will be food. Obviously, I don't believe there'll be alcohol because then they have to restrict who can be in there and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like kids and stuff. Is this owned by anybody we know? I mean, like to be able to get their hands on like, cool props and stuff.
No, but I'm sure that once haunters know about it, they'll probably, because that's kind of what the bar did here was they got in touch with a lot of haunters and haunted houses and stuff like that, and kind of worked together to get a lot of props and to make them look good too. You know? So they had help of the local haunt community to build that bar and stuff.
Right.
Evan says it's a perfect thing to go with the zombie burger, also in Des Moines.
Ooh. Oh, there you go.
Lots of zombie shit going on down there.
Yeah.
Got nothing more to go on, hey?
Yeah.
A bunch of corn and zombies.
Well, and eventually I will have news about another zombie thing, but I think I'm going to have Kevin say it once it gets a little closer. So that'll be it's a Chicago thing. So we'll just simmer that little teaser.
Kevin knows the zombies. That's for sure.
He does. But yeah, so it is just south of Des Moines on 9th Street next to Lady Gal Tattoo and the Presbyterian Church. So you can go get a tattoo, go pray about it, and then go play some video games and have some pizza.
Why not?
It's a full day. It's a full day.
Pray about it, then you drink about it.
Yeah. So that's my news of the week.
That's good news. I got nothing to top that.
I don't either. I don't have anything. I got
Susie, when do you start working on the actual haunted house?
When the inside of my building is over 20 degrees because it's freezing in there right now. Okay. And it's shall I read the weather again or
you know what?
No,
I don't. Oh God, look at the time. Look at the time.
I think we can move on to something else.
I think our green screen's broken, so.
It's freezing in PA for anybody who's wondering. And my building is still freezing, and there's some warm spots, but we typically get back from Transworld, which is normally when it was this year, and we get like so excited about getting in there, but it's still cold, so we usually we're not able to really get in and do stuff until maybe mid-April, late April, because it takes a little while to get that just cold chill out of that building. It's just so cold.
I mean, have you heard of there's this new, I don't know, I mean, I don't want to come out there with this, but there's this thing called heat from heaters.
Wow.
Yeah, Troy obviously doesn't own a huge school building.
Right? 21,000 square feet. No.
Harbor Freight sells those rocket-shaped butane burners.
Yeah, in the future. But it gets so hot in there in the summertime that you can't believe you were ever cold because it's just one extreme to the next. So as long as I can go without it being really hot in there, the longer we'll go. So
and it's all brick, right?
It's all brick, the whole thing. And when we were a couple years before we opened the haunt, you think about a school, you have a hallway with classrooms, and you obviously can't go in the same door and leave the same door, even if you divide up the room into different scenes. So we had to bust through the walls from one classroom to the next. And there's like 4 or 5 rows of brick in between each wall. that we had to bust through. So so that literally we did that 2 years before we opened because it took that long. But yeah, like I'm glad we did it when we did because you know you have to go from one room to the next. But yeah, that building is just it's a fallout shelter actually.
Right.
So it's where we will go when the nuclear
zombie apocalypse happens.
Right.
I wasn't gonna say zombie. We're on a zombie kick today, but okay. When
Yeah,
zombie,
yeah.
I think the zombies. I don't think the zombies are gonna. That's not gonna keep the zombies away. That building is nothing.
Do you think the zombies care what the weather is?
Mm-mm. They don't give a shit.
No, neither do we.
Can I just leave that?
Neither do we. Yet we sat through it while she said it.
You did. You actually did.
Let her read the actual weather, like
every hour for the next 7 days. I went through every single hour.
Susie Fleeshik with the weather on the 7s. Yes, everybody.
On the 7th.
All right, on the 7s, right after traffic. Hey.
This just in. Susie has new news on the weather.
We're gonna watch a squirrel wakeboarding in a pool.
Let's break away to Susie. She's got weather for us.
Oh my
Is it
god!
gonna rain on that squirrel? Oh god!
How did I get here? I think about my life decisions, and I don't know what led me to this time right now.
It was a terrible, terrible click. Just one click.
Yeah, it was. You opened your mouth.
Click and two
hey, I got a question for you, Troy. If I make fun of your bald head, is your wife gonna come over and smack me?
Actually, I'm gonna have Elizabeth come and slap you. And then we got this.
Fair enough. I figured we might as well talk about that because we're on the bandwagon, right?
Yeah, okay, thanks for bringing up my bald head that I made.
Hey, no problem, G.I. Jane.
That's too much of a compliment for him.
I'm gonna be in G.I. Jane 3. Yeah.
The transgender Jane.
I got this. I've been a unicorn. Why not a Jane?
Why not?
I could play it all.
Anyway, let's transition. Before we transition, I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm a little excited. Susie, you got nothing else? I got nothing. Troy gave us some news.
I got news, but it's not shareable.
Whoa. Not yet, right?
Well, you can't say that. Yeah, right? You can't do that.
No, she's putting that twist in there. She's putting the hook in there, so the 3 people that are watching, they can come back and.
Those are likes. Wow. Those are 3 likes. Not that we have 13.
Oh my
brave souls watching this.
Very brave.
Indeed.
Yeah. No, I don't have any.
Oh wait, honestly. You have an admirer though.
Oh
Ethan,
my God!
Ethan. We love Ethan.
Love you, Ethan.
Ethan, who is currently building gingerbread because he likes Halloween or Christmas more than Halloween.
Listen,
he does. Ethan does enjoy.
Ethan only does Halloween for work. Ethan's not like a crazy Halloween person. He just does it for work.
Wait, what?
I'm right.
He wants to know what's coming in May.
What's the
Okay.
See?
Okay.
Are you going to give us an exclusive? Can we get an exclusive?
No.
Oh, damn it.
You have to know who Jen is, though, because we're having them on the show, I believe. Jen is part of the Haunted Housewives.
Oh, yes, we are.
Yes.
So you guys know that's who Jen is. And what's coming in May is actually, I will tell you, because I won't say it on my Facebook page, but I believe none of my Facebook friends watch this except for like you guys. But
thanks for that.
Thanks.
I didn't mean you guys. I meant Jen and Ethan, the 2 that just commented. Anyway, Jelly Ball, which I already mentioned on here. So it's not a secret.
Oh, okay.
Jelly, but that's not my news. Like I wrote about it on Facebook today because I said we have another business coming in May. And we have somebody coming out to look at because we're doing UV. So we need somebody to come in and paint for us. We're not good with that. So we have somebody coming on Friday to look at the arena for painting, and that's what's coming in May is Jelly Ball. Crawford Jelly Ball LLC.
Fantastic. Are you going to be open 7 days a week, or is that going to be a weekends only, or
I don't know, like only? Well, like the axe throwing and the escape room are both like open on the week, like on the weekends, but like if you have a special thing, we'll do it during the week. It's not like impossible to get a booking during the week. So it's probably going to be the same thing, especially in the summer whenever people are just kind of like off and I want to do a jelly ball at the haunt. Yeah, there you go. So it's just like in the summertime, there's a lot of people off. We'll probably do a lot more during the week in the summertime, and a lot more coffee.
There's
Yeah.
coffee.
See,
He's gonna drive out to
You
Crawford
better
just
leave
for
because
coffee.
this is my show today. I got
It
my
is. It is. It's
I
all
got my
about this.
people on the show today. So thanks for coming, but I hate you both. Now come back.
She's
I'm
like,
scared.
do
I
we
was
have
like,
a
what
do,
am I gonna
do we have do we have like a cricket sound? Is there? We'll have to work on that.
do?
Yes. No. Wait.
There you go.
Yeah.
I think
On the fly, no less.
whatever happened to Elmo with this? That was like a whole big thing.
Oh, we'll
that
figure it
Elmo
out. We'll
left.
figure it
We'll
out.
figure it out.
When you never
Elmo's
give
gonna
me
be
your
in the
green
void.
screen video, I'm going to use Elmo. He's already ready to go. So
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm just gonna get a large thing of hair for Dan's character.
Yeah, there you go. I love you agreeing and tearing. You guys also mobile versions.
Yes,
New
yes,
coverage,
yes.
Susie
She pretty much owns Crawford now.
Yeah, pretty much.
I do own Crawford.
Pretty
I do.
much.
I
Pretty
do.
much.
Town.
Anyway, Troy, you wanna? I'm gonna cut this short because otherwise Susie's gonna tell us about her 17th.
Oh my
business
God.
that she's
So
opening.
let me read from
Is
my
it on the
diary.
7s though? Do we have to go back to the weather? Are we?
We
are
do. We'll cut in. We'll cut in when Ken jumps on.
Okay. Okay. So because
Hmm.
I can't say, I practiced in the car today, like for an hour.
That's why I pushed it
And
to
he
you.
told me his name, and I got it right before, and I can't.
Just do it.
We
Honeyman.
would like to welcome.
No.
Now I'm on the
Ken.
spot.
Ken.
Ken H.
Honigman.
I think that was right.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Was that good? Yay! Wow.
Hello,
Uh-oh.
everyone.
Hi,
Is that
Ken.
weird echoing?
There. No, we got it. We got it. Dan was clicking. I was clicking. We got this. We're
Okay,
professionals.
We're good now.
I was not clicking.
Oh, thank God. That's why we only let you do the weather.
I know, right?
So welcome, Ken H, to the show.
Yeah, that's
Good
easier.
to have you here. Representing Canada tonight, I believe, correct?
That I am. Well, I mean, it's the West Coast. I don't, is that,
He has to turn down his volume. You know what?
I don't got my volume on. Uh-oh. Oh,
Fixed
you
it.
killed me on the
Fixed
one. Is this one working?
Yep,
Yep,
working just
that's
fine.
better.
Okay, because I was having technical issues, and I had you on the iPhone and on the iMac. So now I just got you on the iMac.
It's
Now
perfect.
we're good.
Perfect.
All right.
We're good. We're back in action.
All right.
Did I
So,
kill anybody out there though? Like blew their
oh
hair?
yeah, I'm sure. We had like 40 people watching. Now we have 12.
Hell left.
Well, there's 39 more than last time.
See, we always tell people to wear their headphones when they're listening to this show, and they listened, and it was great. Okay, so I guess what we're gonna start with, and we've kind of been doing this with the other guests, is we would like to know how you got into Halloween. Like, what was your childhood, all that kind of stuff. Like, what was the catalyst that put you into Halloween?
Oh God, let me just turn this up a little bit too so I can hear. I was the youngest of three brothers, and so you kind of have to find your own little niche, and I just always liked to stand out and be different. And I do remember I was like 5 or 6, and when I went trick-or-treating, remember this is in the old days when you didn't have like all these fancy costumes. I thought it was so funny, and I did it. I had a carved out pumpkin, and I put it on my head, and I walked around, and we used to have like sleeping bag or pillows, and used to fill them all up full of candy. And I just loved this event. Just loved Halloween from way back when I was 5. And then we did the trick or treating. We used to put the candy into kids' bags, and then the odd time we'd put a rock in there. Remember, like Snoopy?
Oh yeah.
So it was always just a little bit of playful, and it started very young, and then it just grew from there. And I guess 11 years now, Lilia, who's not here, my other partner in crime, that's how we met. We met. Yeah, that's me, the little guy on the right.
Aww.
I don't know how you.
So cute.
I get
Don't ask.
everybody asks
Listen,
that question.
No. Troy's he's been in your house. He's gone through your stuff. He knows everything about you. Just go with it. Just let it happen.
Wow. Right on.
it always I like to do that. I like to squeeze one in there to piece y'all up.
Funny. So, yes, I was cute when I was young.
You're a handsome lad now.
Yeah. So actually, no, me and Lilia, that's how we met. We met because of Halloween, really. We met online, and this is years ago when you didn't have Tinder. You had Plenty of Fish. And so all of a sudden, we started talking about that's us, one of our costume parties.
Oh, yes.
You didn't tell me you're going to put all these pictures up.
I never do.
Knows me.
He obviously wasn't one of the 11 people watching the show that knows that you do this.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and we just started talking on the phone forever. And then we started having Halloween parties, and our Halloween party went into a full-blown haunted house in our home.
And that's what like you were really known for in the beginning was the parties. And it was, because I know you guys are amazing at your costumes that you guys have done over the years.
Yes. Well, that's, Lily always wants to go that extra step. And
Right. Because I think probably the first time I met you guys was when you guys came as the whole entire Beetlejuice like scene in the, with the cigarette girl, because Lilia was the one that was separated, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I was Harry the Hunter. What's the name of her? She was the magician's assistant.
Yeah.
Cut in half.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this was at West Coast.
Yeah, I was at West Coast. That was my
Troy, why don't you have any pictures of that?
I'm trying. Shut up.
I know. That
must have been back in the day when West Coast was hopping.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, we actually won that year. That was the first year Angie stopped.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, she did enter that. She was a judge that year, and so we're like, hey, we won. So yeah, I miss her costumes.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, if you got that picture, whatever. But if not,
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Awkward silence.
So, every 7 minutes,
right?
On average.
Here I come with the weather to fill the silence.
Okay,
Anyway,
great time.
Yeah.
No.
So
I'm not.
Go on, Susie. You were going to say something?
No, I'm not going to do weather. I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
So when did you first start changing over to the walkthrough?
Well, I think it's 9 years. This will be our 9th year coming up. So like I said, we just did a house party, and the house party, and all of a sudden the neighbors wanted to see, and then we brought people inside, and then all of a sudden we decided to do it more of a scare, and we added food banks, so we allowed people to drop off food. And then over a couple of years, that amount of food just got crazy, and it was too much work. Bringing in the food inside every night. We only ran it for 3-4 nights. And then last year we did 2 weekends for the first time, and it was, the lineups were 2 hours long.
Oh, nice.
And I'm not even kidding by that, because we had to shut down the haunted house at 10:30, and so we had to make the time and see when people were in line by the time they got to the front of the house. And it was 2 hours the one night, and so we had to shut the line down at 9:30 and still got people out by just after 11.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they actually go into your home, or is this outside?
It's both, but yes, it goes from the outside. I guess you'll be showing pictures, but it starts at, there's my
this is your 2016.
Oh, okay. You're not allowed to show the newer one?
No,
I go in succession.
We goes backwards.
Nice to So every year we just we continue on with the detail work of
right.
So
do you keep the same theme every year, or do you switch it up? And
we've learned to have a theme, and that's actually the neat thing. This is the first year we've actually I used to be horrible at doing videotaping, so like those years compared to this year, it's terrible for the video. But our theme now, because we always had the kind of like I'd say a torture room, and we had all these characters that we built and stuff, and Lily is a nurse in real life, and we had Dr. Lilith is what we called her, and she was doing research. And these are I'm just watching this as I'm talking.
It's hard. I know.
So these are people getting scared, which is funny. The old drop window that's the first year we had a drop window. It's on the side, obviously where it's black.
Who's that guy?
Love
Wait a
it.
minute.
Yeah,
You know,
Wilbur?
that guy looks oddly
Wait,
familiar.
rewind that and pause it.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
I think
Rewind that and pause it.
there's a better one here. Yeah, I think it's this guy. I've watched this 100 times.
It's funny.
I'm telling you, I think that's Wilbur.
That's Wilbur. Wilbur is
What's
Wilbur
Wilbur
gets
doing
around.
there?
So what
He's got glasses on and everything. He's right behind me. He's right.
That's actually, of all the scares, the drop window is probably one of the best. And what we do is on the right there's a guy that was hanging. And I always believe, it's called distraction. Get people to look one way.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
She just sat there and cried. Right. So they're all looking at that, thinking that's the thing to look at. So it gets that much better.
Love it.
Oh my God, it's so awesome.
Love it.
I'll honestly tell you, putting videos throughout your haunt is the best way to learn how to scare people.
Yep.
I thought, because honestly, I thought certain areas would scare people like over the top, and other areas you wouldn't think they would scare people as much. And it was kind of the opposite. Like the simpler things, like the drop window, was always the best. So you
Or the air cannon. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is just a stretch.
Yeah, that'll do it too.
Yeah.
That'll do it too.
Yep.
What?
I could watch these all day.
Oh my God, same. I love scare cams. They're the best.
We've been having issues with video cameras. I keep buying new ones every year, and I haven't found one that I like the best yet, because this one actually, the video quality was great, but there's no sound.
Oh.
Then I went with the wireless ones, and then it was a delay, which was really, they went backwards. They didn't know which way to go.
Happens all the time.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's always something, right? Like, you're always learning. Like, and when you have video cameras, it helps, like, your learning curves that much faster.
Right.
At least that's what I found. But then what we decided with all that stuff that we had, and we had the Dr. Lilith, and we always said, oh, she's doing some kind of experimental research. What we did this year is we incorporated that into the story.
That line. Oh my God.
Oh, this is this year then, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So with Dr. Moreau, the island of Dr. Moreau. And if you know the story of the island of Dr. Moreau, it was 100 years ago, based on an old J.K. No, what's his name? No, shoot. Anyways, it's an old book. It was a movie a few times, really bad, but it was a research doctor that was transforming animals into humans. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, oh, that's kind of like our story. So what we have here is the backstory of the island of Dr. Moreau was abandoned for 100 years. And then the great-great-granddaughter, Dr. Lilith, has come back to open up the lab. And you've probably seen some of the pictures. That's why we got the library and kind of more of a story when you go inside the house.
Mm-hmm.
That is detailed.
Oh, I know.
This is
That's in your house?
That's inside the house. That's
Ken, you're the one that puts down the cardboard on the floors.
Uh-huh.
correct.
I remember that.
Now you know me. Yeah.
Yep. This is inside his house right now.
Yep.
And all these walls, like if you saw my house, which you can see at the beginning of this video, like I'm very, very clean and organized person.
Uh-huh.
And so none of that stuff is screwed into the walls. It's tough. If somebody thinks that they can't build inside their house, you can. It's actually easier to build inside your house than it is outside for me.
See, and that's I've actually because I just got done judging all the Home Haunter Awards. There were like 192 videos, and I noticed there's probably about 4 or 5 that have done it inside their house now. And I know you, from what I remember, you were like one of the first ones that I've known of that's one inside their house. But I'm starting to see people do that.
Yeah, Ken, my
Brooklyn-
wife would kill me. My wife doesn't mind Halloween, but she would kill me if I
Right.
decided to put this stuff down in the house.
Brooklyn,
Especially this level of detail.
Oh my God, it's incredible.
I know. Brooklyn Fright Nights. They go through. They live in like in one of those like 3 or 4 story, townhouse things in Brooklyn, and they go through their whole house into their basement, and like they're like we like squeeze through to do the laundry or to go to the bathroom. I mean, like stuff's in their bathroom, and you walk through that to go through the haunt, and it's just, like you said, it. The cool thing about it is you get to control the weather in those rooms, though.
Well,
Well,
you can't do the fog machines inside,
right?
That's for sure. Or I've learned that's the guy that was doing my videotaping for me. And you can't even have something close to the front door that's a fog machine, because I've had that one year, all the fog sucked into the house.
Oh,
yeah.
So,
yep.
You can't have that either. But if you see this structure, that's the neat thing. That structure gets torn down board from board.
Wow.
Every nail gets taken out, because storage out here is expensive. Houses out here are stupid.
Right.
Like a 1-bedroom condo out here starts at $1 million, just to give you an idea.
Gosh.
Wow.
So
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
having land out here is stupid expensive. So for me, that's the toughest. Like, I guess for everybody, it's the toughest. But yeah,
Right.
to handle the storage, every board. So that's why it's different outside every year, because every board, it gets torn apart board by board. Yeah, inside we keep those panels, as you see behind me. I actually got room downstairs to put up the facade that goes upstairs, down in the we call this kind of the off of the media room.
Right.
But it's amazing the numbers of people that come through every year, doubles every year.
Yeah.
We do it. We did 2 weekends this year, and it's from 7 to 10, and we donate $11,000 to the food
Oh
bank.
my gosh.
It's because you came on the show last year. That's why.
That's why.
Right.
Get ready.
Get people from all
Sandy's
over.
about to begin this October.
Yeah.
So, where do you store everything? You have it stored on your property?
Well, no, because I've got one place where I can store the lumber. The panels inside the house I can store at a friend's. I guess you call it almost like a barn, because it's not enclosed. You got to watch. Oh, there's the kitchen in the background. You can see.
See.
So, and then so to build it, you can see everything is cardboarded first. Then I roll out old carpet, and then I put what do you call them? Pool noodles on the back of these, so that if people do hit it pretty hard and it goes up against your ground, like in the kitchen, there's a granite countertop, you're not going to damage anything. So
Wow.
Little bumpers.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you, Ken. It's kind of a safety. Well, it is a safety question. My question is, if you're running this through the house, do you have like fire exits? What if there's a fire hazard or somebody needs to be escorted out? Do you take them out through the house? Like, do you guys have a plan for that?
Well, you should probably ask him what he does for a living.
I'm a volunteer.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a volunteer firefighter /
Well, that answers that question.
See?
I'm a safety officer too. So
yeah. First.
So this is
so
kind of
let's see what does that all entail then? Cool. If you've got, obviously, is this up to fire code? Or, is this let's just say I know a guy.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you honestly, and I've talked to people before. I'm looking at the videos, and I didn't know.
That's an awesome drop panel, by the way.
To me, this is my idea, and I think people should steal it, because as you saw the old drop window, you can tell it's a drop window. And I've seen the pictures, and everybody can tell a picture is a drop window. So I made it look like a boiler room into the garage there. These are all hand painted pipes that I did. PVC painted and blah, blah, blah. It's my own little secret recipe. But anyways, I did it around the window. And so you can't tell. Nobody can tell that it's a drop window. Oh, and then I got secret panels here. These are, I didn't know I showed all this stuff.
It's awesome.
You did.
I don't know where you got this from.
Like I said, I know where everything is.
So yeah, that's me showing off some of my how I store stuff, because I have a 13-foot garage, and I built a platform up top that can actually hold a truck up there if you really wanted to. It goes right to the rafters. And I designed a whole bunch recently of storage shelving. I call them floating shelves. I posted that on Hunter's Hangout recently, and a lot of people have asked about it.
Yeah.
And it saves your back, because if you got the big totes, something to think about when you have those big totes, and you always want the one on the bottom, so you keep having to take the top off. Well, the floating shelf system basically has the rack where you can actually slide each one in.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that. That was a great idea.
So
Brilliant.
It's very easy to make, and it's actually cheaper to make than a regular shelf because you don't need any plywood.
Right.
Yep.
And so plywood's pretty darn expensive.
Right.
So yeah, I'm just showing off all. Yeah, we do a lot of detail, and actually this year I've ripped out a whole bunch of. I used to have the, what do you call it, paneling, like the brick paneling, like you'll see there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's changed. It's all actual foam brick, so that the foam's all hand carved on there. So it looks a lot more real.
Yeah.
So going back to your fire question is that, and I've talked to people on Hunter's Hangout and other sites, and they start asking about, fire marshals and fire rules. And I said, you just got to be friendly with them.
Yep.
As soon as you're going to be that person that says, I know what I'm talking about, you know what? You can always give somebody a violation. And to give you an example, they call it the 2-second rule. So basically, you're supposed to be able to hold up an open flame to anything for 2 seconds, and it's not supposed to ignite. Tell me if you have like curtains in your house. Right? So technically, curtains aren't to fire code.
Right.
So if they wanted to say tear down your curtains in your house, they can. So so when you say that, I go through all my actors. I have a dozen fire extinguishers throughout that haunted house. I've got emergency exits, which I was kind of showing their little secret exits for people. And something I've learned from somebody else is if there's something that does happen, you yell out for real, like fire for real, because sometimes people think you're joking.
Right.
Right. You go fire and they think it's part of the act.
Right.
A little extra for real, it helps. Yeah, you got to really be protected for anything.
For real.
I think it's more to be prepared.
Right.
Because like burlap will burn, everything will burn.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's incredible. So how many actors do you have?
About a dozen.
Yeah.
I know, eh?
That's a lot.
Do they come to you, or do you have to go out and find them?
No, they come to
Yeah.
They really come to me. What's happened is, I think because of the detail and the great scares that we get, it's fun for them.
Yep.
And we only run it for the 2 weekends. I think if we ran it for 2 weeks straight, like Monday to Friday, it would burn them out. Oh, so there's what the house looks like without all the walls.
Oh my God.
So there's some of the details. Yeah, he's going through them quick.
So how long do you have to live in this haunted house? Like, how long is this up for? Because I don't know. I love it. I love Halloween, but I'm not sure if when I get up in the morning and I want to make myself breakfast, if I want to go through all that. Like, how long is this up in your home?
Yeah, I think that's where Lily and I disagree. So there you see all the wood. Sorry, I'm gonna go right there to that picture. That's everything torn down board from board, eh?
Wow.
So and because I'm getting old, I made everything out of styrofoam. I just made the fire. I can get a fireplace made out of MDF, but again, everything's styrofoam now just for being light.
Yeah.
And the panels that I'm making, like all these panels I made them custom to be light, so that like those bookshelves, you can one
That's
person can
awesome.
move
I
them
love
all.
that.
That was kind of a neat idea. I think people will start using it. It's pretty simple to make.
What's
This
that?
is- I call it floating books.
Yep.
Oh, go back. Let's talk about that.
Make it a
Hold on.
note.
I got it.
I think
Floating
somewhere
books.
I showed somewhere how to make them. I think I even put that in your in
There
Troy's
it is.
contest.
Yep.
Things you need.
It's simple. That's it. That's all you need.
It's like,
David, yeah, I did it very simple. Anybody can do this. Books are easy to get.
They're
right.
cheap too.
Yeah.
Well, and that's one of the things that, and I'll show it towards the end of the show, like we always do. But on his YouTube page, he's got plenty of how-tos, and he's very thorough. But he's also very like simple with it. Like it's not a lot of uppity haunt jargon that you're like, I don't know what that means, and it's very methodical because he's doing it just like we would do it, because he's not going to sit there and do something that's super technique, and then be like, yeah, anybody can do this. Everything he does is built to be done by everybody, and that's why he says, I want people to steal this stuff,
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
So it's nice the way you do your how-tos for sure.
I wish I would be able to learn how to edit it better, because that's my problem is I never have the time to do like the how-tos. I can do this forever because it's I basically called it building on the cheap.
Yep.
Because I am very cheap. I've learned all the ways to make it look as real.
What did you I'm sorry, did you heat up the PVC? PCV?
Elbows. Don't want to heat it up, because if you heat it up, then basically it will eventually get too heavy and just bend and keep going. So use like where it bends there, use elbows.
Oh, okay, like 45
degrees. Some of it
45.
you had to bend. And then what I did is I actually drilled a hole that in my haunted house, that ceiling is not the real ceiling. That's
right.
They call it gator board.
Mm-hmm.
And so I drilled a hole right to the gator board so that the top of the PVC anchored to there, so it could basically go from there to the bottom, and that way when people bounced off of it, it's not going
to sway in the breeze.
No, it sways, but it doesn't fall over. We've got video of people hitting it hard.
And you took out the pages in the books and replaced it with a thick styrofoam, so makes it really light.
Yeah, that's what you got to do, because if you have whatever that is, 30 books.
Oh my, that's a heavy shoot.
I mean, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I can move this. Right there.
Oh, look at that.
Right there. And so, like, it's pretty sturdy, right?
Oh wow.
The bird.
Minus your giant insect.
His bug fell down.
I think you might have an insect problem, Ken.
I love that thing.
Yeah. So I'm hoping one day I'll actually get into how to actually build a haunted house pretty darn cheap, because there are tricks that you learn over years, and I wish I learned them earlier. Like even paint,
especially from a fireman. I mean, it's all the rules. You know what I mean? So it's not going to be something where I built it on the cheap, but if I breathe on it, it's going to catch on fire. You know what I mean? So it's
here's something. Here's something for anybody that's listening. If you have a fire department, like a volunteer fire department out in your area, or even a professional one, they have what they call, it's a fire retardant foam, and it expires every year. Okay. And what they do is they add that to the water. You've probably seen it when they spray on the houses, it gets foamy.
Yeah.
That's the same material that they charge you a fortune for when you get paint that has fire retardant in it. So if you go down to the fire hall and say, hey, can I take one of those? Because they have to pay big money because it's a chemical to dispose of it, right?
Oh, right.
They don't care because it expires after a year, like for them, right? Because it just gungs up their pumps in their trucks. Throw that into a gallon of paint and mix it in. Now your paint is that much more fire retardant.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Instead of paying like $100 a gallon for that.
Yeah, for the stuff that you pour into your paint.
Right.
This exact same stuff.
Yeah.
Do
you know what the name of that stuff is called?
It's just a fire retardant foam. They'll have their different brands. It has I'll try to get it to you guys. It's a number.
That's fine.
Like BX300 or something like that. But
interesting. That's a great little tidbit.
yeah, I know. I got to post more of these little things on there. Yeah.
Well, so let's see. While we're watching your thing here, Hugh, we'll block your face there for a minute. Hugh wants to know: do you have a minimum cash donation to enter the haunt, or how do you, and I guess how do you handle the cash part of it, and what does it go to?
Our cash one, all the money that we bring in goes to the Share Society Food Bank. And what we've done is, if you don't have money, don't have to pay. Right. And what we did last year is put up a recommendation. So it's like, on the front of the sign, it says recommendation $10 per person. Mm-hmm. And people I've had people put 50, actually a person put $100 in there. Mm-hmm. I mean, right. But some people that don't have any money, or they'll throw in a can of food or nothing. I don't care. Right. We don't make anything off of this. This is just all for fun.
Right. Shane wants to know, how do you distress your walls? I guess in any way you want to talk about.
Yeah, there's so many videos out there that honestly, I'm learning from other people of distressing, and really the simplest way. I like wallpaper, and so I would go on Marketplace, or I guess everybody has Marketplace, right? Mm-hmm. And I find old rolls of wallpaper, because you can't afford to buy it in the store, right? So when people say, how long does it take you to build your haunted house? I say it's all year round. Because if you want to save money, you got to do this all year round. I'm always looking on Marketplace, like the molding there. I get that from demolition sites.
Oh yeah,
right. That's the old 2-inch molding. Some of them don't match. You just grab them. Mm-hmm. They're pretty easy to make. And then get wallpaper. I got some places that the wallpaper doesn't match. You'll see, I do actually, there's a video right there of how to make those crown molding, the crackling effect. And all that is as simple. It's just, you paint it black, you put glue on it, you paint it white. The glue doesn't allow the paint to stick, and then it starts crackling. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's a very simple system to do. You can use a heat gun to speed up it, or you can let it just sun dry out there, right?
Right.
Do you do all this stuff outside then, and then just bring it in and like fit it into place for the Halloween season, or do you detail it all like outside? Like,
I have to detail in the summer. We get a lot of rain out here in BC.
Mm-hmm. You don't say, so do we.
Susie would know.
Oh, we are coming up on the 7th.
I tried that. I don't use oil-based paints on this crackling effect. I tried that. It doesn't work.
Okay.
Well, that's a little hint if anybody wants to know that. But distressing the wallpaper, it's pretty easy. I just got I cut holes in it. I got what they call lath, which is behind, and I think I showed the video as well. You put that behind that. You spray it with water. You get a little bit of paint, put it in a spray can, or in a spritzer bottle. Just like a little bit of paint, and then like 80% water. And you spray that up high, and then use another water sprayer gun, and then spray it and get it to dilute. Kind of like, I'm just learning. There's people way better at doing that than I am, but I also do it as cheap.
Is there anything that you would be like, damn, this is awesome? Something that you are super proud of in your haunt? I mean, the haunt's amazing all across the board, but is there one thing that stands out in your mind? You're like, I'm super proud about this.
Super proud. Well, actually, I was telling you earlier, it's so easy to get PVC and make it look like sewer pipes. And I really love making those look like sewer pipes. And that, I think everybody should have a drop window. I think it's the easiest way of scaring people. And so to make that drop window look like it blends into the background, like I was showing you there on, just going around the frame, I think that helps. It's really a matter of I call it like the Alfred Hitchcock scares. You know, you get their attention in one spot, and then they get scared somewhere else. I think those are the best scares. Yeah, detail.
Misdirection.
Yeah, misdirection is huge. I do
Yeah.
believe that. I remember going to a convention. The guy says the number one scare out there is chainsaws. I disagree.
Yeah. No.
Right, and I had a conversation with after on the whole thing because I didn't want to have the argument during his whole trans world thing, right? But I said, honestly, a chainsaw startles you because you don't notice it, but then the guy annoys you. It's like
right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's scary, and then it's
scare
like,
reset. It's always what I've always preached. Managing a haunted house is scare reset. Scare reset.
Yeah,
we did that one time where we used to have an outdoor walkthrough, and so one year we did have a chainsaw guy. We had a butcher shop, we had everything. He chased him away, blah blah blah. Then all the neighbors were like, "Man, we heard your chainsaw all night," blah blah. Then the next year there was no chainsaw. Nobody could hear it. There was no chainsaw at all, and everybody was like, "Where's the chainsaw?" And they kept looking everywhere they went for it. It was never there, so everything got them because they were always like,
because they're always
So if you're going to do a chainsaw, don't do it the next year.
Yeah.
It's super easy to just not do it. Plus, hey, gas prices this year. Let's not do chainsaws this year.
Right.
I'm not, honestly, I'm not saying don't do it. I just find that simple things, like for a home haunter, I think simple is the best. I've had rooms where, you're walking into a spider's den. Yeah. And you just put that black piece of string into that dark room and the sounds of spiders in the background. That alone makes people freeze.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got one area that before you go into the dungeon section, I just got some old fire hoses and I used them as like curtains.
Yep.
Right. So the old big vinyl, I cut them all into pieces. So people had to go like this and get through it.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing. I kept going, I got to get rid of this. It doesn't make it look real. But people freak out with that. They don't if you do like 4 feet of just going like this through stuff, I've had people go through all the other stuff and then they freeze and that's it. I gotta make an escape room. I'm done.
We did the first year we did our haunt, we had this one section that we were just like, we just couldn't figure out what to do. And we did that. We hung. People didn't know where they were going. Like I knew the room, so I knew you walked in and you went to the right, and people were like over by the wall. Like they didn't know. They were so just discombobulated. They didn't know where to go. And looking back on it, it was very cheaply done, but it was our first year. But yeah, I agree. It's definitely you can't discount those really easy, cheaper scares. You can't discount them.
They don't fail. I mean, we had a curtain hallway. We had a long corridor. Yep. It was probably 20 feet long and we didn't know what to do with it. We're like, well, every 4 feet, we just put curtains.
Yep.
And a light in between each one. I mean, you don't know what to expect. You keep going through these curtains and then there's an actor in between the curtains. I mean, it's a win. And it was probably one of our best scares. And it was the cheapest thing that I think I ever spent my money on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the cameras, you watch it afterwards and you'll learn like, oh my God, this works so well. And then Lilia with her detail, like I used to go, well, you know what, everybody hides their eyes and runs through and they're just scared. Right. And who cares about the detail? But I'll tell you, I've actually learned the detail's fun. But the other thing about detail is you'll get repeat customers. Yep. Because I talk to people afterwards, like, a year later, and they're like, I got to go through again. And the problem is I go through with my wife or my friends, and they're running through because they're so scared, and they're going, I want to go through again, but the lineup's so long because they want to see that detail.
Yeah.
So I think if you want repeat customers, I think that's huge too. Is put the detail in so that people want to keep coming back. That's why we go to Disneyland, right? It's
Well, do you guys do any nights where it's not do you do a lights on night for any reason?
Actually, there's something I brought in a few years back, and it's really cool because kids want to go through, obviously, and we have I don't know if what you call them. We call them traffic wands. It's the kind of like a little lightsaber track, right? Yep. It lights up red. Yeah. Okay, so they're like $10 each.
Yeah,
and I came up with the idea a couple of years ago, and it takes time because you got to talk to your actors about not scaring people. I've heard about bracelets and stuff that people use.
Right.
But I used the light wand, and the light wand was for the kid. And I said, okay, this is your lightsaber. You got to be in the front, and when you're scared, you turn it on, or you can keep it on. Right. I said, you're here now to protect your dad.
Oh.
And so they walk through there. Oh, I gotta turn. That's Lilia talking. I said, you're here to protect your parents. And what they did is they're in the front, and I told the actors, when you see that, you're scared of this thing. Like if it touches you, it will kill you.
Oh.
So the actors, when they see this kid with a lightsaber coming through, they're going, and they're going back. And the kids come out and they're over empowered. They're going, I protected my parents, right? And it worked so well. Like if you want to have something where kids all of a sudden now they're not even near scared, they want to like go after the characters in there, right? So that's actually, it works great, and it's just something that I luckily came up with, and it worked. And
I like that. That's very unique. Yeah.
Do you have a special night for that, or do you just do that when you have kids that are scared?
Well, this last year, because of COVID and stuff like that, we had all these cleaning stations, and the lineups are so big, and it just got so hard to have these light wands, because I had to have, like, instead of 5 or 10 of them, I had to have like 40 of them. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like, because so we did private events during the weekdays, which was lights on.
Oh,
basically,
cool.
we called it lights on, but it was just no actors.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And that worked really well. We actually had girl guides come through, like people that just kind of wanted to have their own little private groups too, and it was good for me because I didn't have to schedule actors.
Right.
Yep.
Because I can't have actors during the weekdays because I can burnout, right? Try to have somebody running after work, get there, at 6 o'clock, and then rest and an hour, and it's like, okay, and be back again for tomorrow. And it's remember, I'm not paying you.
You'd love this.
Yeah.
No, I and to be perfectly honest, obviously I'm not going to tell you my score that I gave you, because there's also four other judges as well. But I said expletives at you many times watching your video. I said it to other people too, but I said it a lot more to yours.
I guess that's a good thing.
But I've also been I've seen his haunt. I went up there, several years ago, and actually, got to go through it during Halloween, and it is what's on video is just like a half of it. Like every single inch of that place is covered in detail, and then it all disappears, and it's just, and it's, are you planning on doing, are you planning on expanding on this theme, or are you going to do something completely different this year?
No, every year we just expand on it. And I honestly think, Troy, because when you came through from this year, it's again twofold. I've actually got everywhere now photo eyes that trigger everything.
Oh, nice.
So just something I was lucky to, these things are $300 a piece, and I got them give them to me. So they're just lasers so that nobody can see them, right? And it triggers. And then I got a friend of mine who's an actor, and he did that little video skit, and it's a 2-minute skit that people trigger as they walk to, and it allows the line to have that minute and a half gap between each group. Because that's one thing that we do too, is each group, we try not to let them catch up to anybody in front of them. So we had these videos done where it's just kind of like a Blair Witch kind of thing, where the guy pops out onto the video like he's taking over the video, and it's like, hey, anybody there? And he kind of does these little, hey, this person, and kind of gives you the story and puts a little bit more fear into your head to what's out for that never comes.
More imagination.
Yes. So we did that, and then this guy. So it's almost a 2-minute skit, but I know in our video we shortened it down for like a few seconds, and so that's there. Just more detail, Troy. Every year I'm expanding it another probably 250 feet. Like I want the library to go bigger. So I got to make a few more walls.
Right.
That's
right.
awesome.
Yeah.
So Sean wants to know how many people are in the haunt at the same time. Is it just one group through, or do you have somebody at the beginning, middle, and end? Or
it's you're going to be at approximately 2 minutes by yourself, and like so every 2 minutes it's triggered that the next group goes.
Got it.
Okay.
So after like that video is almost 2 minutes, I timed it. So you have to watch that video before the very front door opens.
Opens.
And then when they go through, there's a, like I guess you call them a queue line where they're actually watching old Vincent Price movies and stuff like that, and then they go. And then there's triggers at the half point that triggers the guy at the very front that people have past that area.
oh wow,
Yeah, it's
all timed out.
It's pretty technical on that part of it, which I just found that that's the most important thing. The biggest thing, we've traveled through North America, some of the big haunted houses, and the biggest problem I find, like say sorry, what's the one called out in, not Disneyland, what's the other one right there? Universal Studios. Yeah, we went there on Halloween a couple of years ago, and their stuff's pretty cool, but you don't get scared because it's a line of people.
It's a conga line.
It's a Tonga line, and you see the guy 200 feet ahead of you get scared, and now you know the actor's there.
Yeah.
Right. So you're not going to get scared, and I get that they have to do that because they've got tens of thousands of people a night.
Yeah, they're also charging you $73. Like this year, it's $73 to see the haunts at Universal, and it's like for $73. I mean, I want to see some amazing stuff, But I mean, you're from what I've heard from people who have went, it's scenically awesome. You're looking at all the sets and you're looking at what's going on, but then the scares are just kind of like, I mean, if you get hit by one, that's great. But like you said, because it's a conga line through the entire thing, it's hit and miss.
It's very
like a museum of scary.
Right.
Yeah. Like you have to go in with that attitude because you're going to be very disappointed because you're not going to get scared.
Right. Yeah. I would say go find a home haunt in your town to get scared, or your local pro haunt over that. I mean, those are cool to go, like as a big group. Like I know that there's Phil from Legends of Fear. He's trying to get together a big group to go in the beginning of September. And so a bunch of haunters are going to go together and go to that, so things like that, that's an experience because you're with all your friends too, but if you're looking to get scared and you're looking to see, great stuff, you got to go to the home haunts and you got to go to your locals over those to me anyways. But
I think it's a hard thing to do for a professional haunt to scare everybody. You can wow them like crazy with, big gigantic props and stuff. But that suspenseful scare to get that build up.
Yeah, it's isolated.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely need to be isolated.
All right. Well, I think we have come to that point in the show, even though I could definitely still talk, more than Ken.
Yeah, well,
he's got. I could talk all day, but
I was gonna say you said it, not me.
So Ken's YouTube page, aptly named right after his name there,
which is
Ken. You can read it yourself on the screen. Why do I have to spell things out? This isn't kindergarten, okay? Y'all can read.
It's an Austrian last name. It's Honigman. It means sweet, basically honey man. So it's like sweet guy.
Ooh, I like that.
Or in the bar, it's translated to hung well man.
Hung my man.
You should have opened with that, Ken. You really should have opened with that.
Right.
So as you can see, he's got plenty. He does have some how-tos on here. And he told me before the show that he's going to put up 100 more how-tos this summer. So be on the lookout for all those.
Looking forward to it.
And you can go over to their Facebook page. And there is one. Yeah. This is the community one. there's a group page too that's on there, and that's more for you guys, right? I noticed there was a group page. There's 2 different Anmore haunted houses.
You know what? Actually, Lilia deals with, because again, I'm not very techie, right? So I don't know. I just know that there's the Anmore Manor Haunted House on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
And I've tried to do a few, like you said, how-tos and a couple other things on my on YouTube, and I'll get to that to make it better. And if you have any questions, anybody wants to ask me on any tricks, because I think that's huge, especially if you're doing home haunted stuff. You can make stuff look amazing and not pay a fortune.
Yep.
You know, and you know, it's
I have that.
Yeah, no, that's
Evil Jays.
Evil Jays. That's my first piece I got from him. I think
My gosh, me too.
10 years ago.
It's been a while.
But it's a long time ago, and I met him through one of these sites here, and I got a couple of his pieces. So
they've got an Instagram too, so you can check that out. You know, there's only 9 pictures, but you know he's gonna fill that up too.
I don't know. I don't think I have Instagram.
Do I have Instagram?
Well, you do. Anmore does.
Oh wow,
right there.
Well, you do know.
That's probably why there's only 9 pictures on it.
Awesome.
But so you can like their Facebook page so you can learn more about it. If you are in Vancouver, British Columbia, there is a large collection of home haunts in that area. I did it one year, and I probably went to 15 of them in a weekend.
Wow.
And so you can definitely, you can take a vacation to Vancouver and just
look at you go.
Just hang out and just drive around. You know, there's a bunch of BC probably has the most condensed amount of home haunters probably in all of Canada, I think.
Really? Yeah,
you guys, there's a lot of you in there. So, you definitely can get, and there are some, on top of Anmore, there's some other great ones there too. So
yeah, again, ask me any questions. Cause again, I even to paint, I tell people, you go to the recycling depots and they're happy to let you go and grab the paints that are in there, and that's free. And I just would keep going in there, and I look for obviously blacks and browns and stuff. Like blacks are hard to find, but I do find it once in a while in the summer. And
if you mix a bunch of other colors together, it usually turns out to be some sort of brown anyway.
That's what you want, right? Like, So just little tricks like that saves you a fortune as a home haunter.
Yeah, we used to go around to the Sherman-Williams or the paint companies, and because they don't usually sell the oops paint, they would just get rid of it. And we as a haunted house, this is when I was doing a nonprofit, we would go and say, for a nonprofit, you can donate it, they can write it off, and we get the paint. It worked out really well. We got lots of paint that way for free.
Yeah. And that line just alone, though, when you tell people that you're running a haunted house for a charity event, people even more so. Like I got last year, Home Depot gave me $400 in gift certificates just to buy wood.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's
awesome.
And I'm not that kind of guy that I hate asking for anything. So, but it's out there. There's little tricks to save lots of money. Yeah. You guys
it looks like you got some subscribers to your YouTube page.
Yep, look at that.
Wow. All right, now you guys are making me. I'm gonna have to do more.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Gonna happen. I expect at least 100 videos before October.
God. Okay,
right, at least.
You're gonna have to edit them then.
I'm not doing anything. I have
Troy and I'll take care of it.
Yeah. I'm not.
Troy's got nothing going on. Neither do I. We'll take care of it. No big deal.
Yeah, I got this.
Yes, that's the tough part. Yeah. So.
All right. So.
Well, thank you, Ken, for coming on.
Very much.
Oh, thanks, guys. It's great.
Always fun talking to you. Love the haunt. Can't wait to see what happens this October.
Yes, yeah. I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm already starting. So.
Sweet.
I bet.
Can't wait. Super excited. All right. Anybody? Troy, before we head out, we always like to talk about next week's.
Yep. Next week we have an actor and a scenic distresser from Kim's Haunted Mill that's in Pennsylvania, right?
Yep.
Yeah. He also has worked at Field of Screams. Mr. Eric Rudd. So he's going to talk a little bit more, about acting and pro haunt scenic distressing. He also loves vintage Halloween stuff. So his whole house is covered in vintage Halloween. So.
Oh, I want to see that because that's like my ultimate goal is to start collecting vintage Halloween.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. He showed me around his house last night on Messenger. He's like, look at this. So he's very excited about it. So he's very excited about next week. So come join us and we'll talk to Eric.
Sounds like a plan. Well, thank you again, Ken.
Look at that.
Where did you get that?
I love it.
Did you get that?
I can't tell you all my secrets.
Yeah.
Did you get that at West Coast? You didn't get that at West Coast, did you?
Yeah.
No, actually, somebody donated that to me.
Oh my gosh, is that a replica or is that the one of the real ones, the real molds?
Somebody donated it to me,
Got it.
I don't know how to tell the difference.
I know they gave away a replica at West Coast one year, and I was so pissed that I didn't get to go out there. It was the year I was supposed to go.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I was so frustrated.
They actually gave me 2 of them. I got another one that's a little different. It's a flasher.
Oh yeah. The flasher.
Yes.
Cool.
That's awesome. Well, on that note,
I know. Hey,
see you guys next week.
Troy's side job.
I know, right? One of many.
All right, everybody. Have a great night. We'll talk to you later.
Good night.
Bye.
All right.